Obviously, I got caught. My timer did indeed run out. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. So what I was saying was A1 is 729, and then we're trying to find A2. So we're going to use A1, the previous term, and then we're going to multiply by negative 1/3. So A2 equals 729 times negative 1/3, which is negative 243. Okay, so I can start generating my sequence 729, comma, negative 243. And now I need to find A3. So A3 would be negative 243 times negative 1/3. Because the previous term would be A2, right? A3 would be A2 times negative 1/3, right? So multiply by negative 1/3 again, and you get positive 81. Okay, so positive 81. Now, one thing you're going to notice that is happening in this sequence that we haven't really seen before is this flip-flopping of positive and negative. And that's because each time you are multiplying by a negative number. That's the repeated multiplication. We haven't really done one where the R has been a negative before. So that's why you're seeing that alternating. So that's a hint for you if you ever see one that's alternating positive negative. If I give you, like, say, the first 5 or 6 terms, and you see it's alternating positive negative, that's a hint that the thing you're multiplying by is a negative. That only happens with geometric sequences. All right, so we're supposed to continue that pattern. So by now we can figure out that we just need to keep multiplying by negative 1/3, and so that's what we're going to do. And so when we do 81 times negative 1/3, you should get negative 27. And when you do that times negative 1/3, you should get positive 9. So there's your first 5 terms right there. Okay, again, I don't need you to show, if I asked you to generate the first 5 terms, show me how you got the first couple, and then you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the pattern. Now, it says we don't want to keep doing that to find the 8th term, or to find the 10th, or the 20th, or the 30th, right? We don't want to generate that far out using recursive because you have to keep working it over and over again. So what we want to be able to do is go from this recursive to an explicit. So what's the explicit here? Well, explicit is a sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. Well, I know all of those pieces now. I know that a sub n would be 729 times negative 1/3, and I'll put it in parentheses here, to the n minus 1 power. Okay? And then from there, if I want the 8th term, you would do 729 times negative 1/3 to the 8 minus 1. Okay? And again, you can type that whole thing right there in your calculator. You don't have to simplify it piece by piece. So if I do that, I get, believe it or not, there's actually math that Mr. Reynolds doesn't do in his head. I know that's shocking. I get negative 1/3. So the 8th term of that sequence is negative 1/3. In other words, if I were to keep this pattern going, right, 3 more times, the next one I would get would be negative 3, right, and then I get positive 1, and then I get negative 1/3. Okay? So again, learning how to go from recursive to explicit and when to use each one is the most important thing to get out of these 2 lessons. Okay? We have one more lesson that is not covered by a quiz. It's 391, and it really is just kind of a tie-in, wrapping up everything we've done in this unit. So it's more of a review lesson than anything else. So this is the last 2 lessons of what I would consider new stuff. And again, we kind of hit on some pieces related to this, but there will be questions on your milestone. Guaranteed, there are every year that talk about arithmetic and geometric sequences. So you need to make sure you understand this and how it relates arithmetic to linear and geometric to exponential. Okay? For example, this could, of course, be written f of x equals 729, I didn't do my 2 very well, 729 times negative 1/3 to be x minus 1. And that's your function, right? That's a function. But the function, right, for these, for a sequence, specifically only has x values that are positive consecutive integers. Okay, that's important. It's an important comparison between the two. All right. Good luck with this. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions, because again, these are not going to be covered on a quiz. So you're not going to have, the only way you're going to know if you're getting it right is by asking me questions about the Walsh practice and going from there.